Hi, my name is Matt Brophy. I'm the brewmaster for Flying Dog Brewery. We recently joined up with the gang from Woodberry Kitchen in Baltimore to put on a beer dinner like no other.
My name is Spike Jurdy. I'm the chef and owner of Woodberry Kitchen in Baltimore, Maryland. The idea kind of came about as I owned and operated other restaurants in the city. And I became more and more enamored of the product and the people I was working with who were growing our local food. And it became clear to me that I needed to do a restaurant that was just based on this idea that we could source our food locally from a community of growers and producers and processors, brewers and winemakers. And that's what the restaurant's all about. Physically, when you walk through the door, you'll see a restaurant that's basically been hand-built by local craftspeople here that are based with us right here in Clipper Mill. The light fixtures were blown next door at a glass studio run by Anthony Corradetti and his wife. A lot of the architectural metals were done by the Gutierrez Studios, by John and his team. And almost all the woodwork was done by Artisan Interiors by a guy named Eric Rink. So the neighborhood is an amazing mix of craftspeople, residents, and businesses. We've got greenhouses on the hill, we have townhomes, we have condos and apartments in some of the old mill buildings, and one restaurant, Woodberry Kitchen. This is the first beer dinner at Woodberry Kitchen. This is my first beer dinner in a long time. I couldn't be prouder and more excited about the fact that it's with Flying Dog. They are a group of people that we've got to know over this process, and we're in love with their beers, and we're extremely, glad to get to know the guys and the people that are behind it, because they're amazing. And what they're doing, I think, for Frederick, for the state, for the region is spectacular. One of the big reasons we decided to do this with them is the seasonals that they do makes for a really great, diverse, group of beers to base a whole dinner on. I think it'll open a few eyes. I think it's going to be really, really great.
I am Matt Day. I'm the chef de cuisine at Woodberry Kitchen. First course we just put out, raw Swanscott oysters and fried Swanscott oysters. They're from Virginia, Hog Island Bay. We did one raw with a mignonette made with a beer de garde. The fried was with a parsley salad with a little bit of pickled serrano chili.
Guard Dog is our interpretation of the French beer de garde style. The French enjoy beer de garde, the Belgians enjoy saison, all from the same region and all steeped in a tradition of farmhouse ales. In our case, in addition to malted barley, we use rye malt and wheat malt. We also use a unique yeast strain with this beer that gives it that spicy aroma. While this beer is kind of sweet, it finishes dry and crisp, and it's the perfect refreshment for those warm spring months.
Beef tartare with a little bit of spring garlic mayonnaise, some potato chips, chives, and a Whitmore Farm egg yolk. The beef is from Reisterstown, Maryland, Liberty Delight.
Here's what's left of this year's El Dorado hops. El Dorado is the second in a series of single hop Imperial IPAs and Flying Dog's newest beer. We were doing hop selection with our supplier last fall. We came upon the El Dorado hop. It's got a great fruity aroma and a very mild bitterness. We use a very simple grist build or malt profile with our single hop series to really feature the hops and let the hops characteristics shine through. This beer is 75 bitterness units and 10% alcohol by volume.
Next course is a ham and cheese, basically. Truck Patch Farms ham. We brine the ham here for like 2 weeks. Roasted it really slowly. Mustard, some brown sugar, honey, and the Raging Bitch.
Raging Bitch was officially born in December of 2009. In the months leading up to that, we had a great time with the recipe development process. We took elements of our Snake Dog IPA, we added some of our yeast from our Woody Creek White, and really started liking the results. We played around with this combination a little bit. We added Amarillo hops to the mix and came up with an awesome Belgian IPA that has not only a great yeast character, but great tropical fruit aromas and flavors. It's a great drinking beer and it finishes all very nicely. It's a great combination of flavors and it's been one of our best-selling beers.
Slow roasted Woolsey Farm lamb in hay. It's roasted actually in hay, as you can see over there. Trying to mimic that flavor of grass and kind of green malt in the beer. We didn't really try to put anything smoky on the plate because this is being paired with a smoked beer. It's a nice little plate of food.
Being a brewer is a lot of fun, and while a lot of beers fit into style categories, and right now the Brewers Association recognizes over 100 different styles, sometimes you want to come up with something new. So we had a lot of fun when we were coming up with the Dog Schwartz recipe. We started with a base of the German Schwartz beer style, which is the German black lager. We added elements of the German Rauch beer style, which is a smoked lager. And we came up with Dog Schwartz. It's a great food beer. It goes excellent with grilled meats and smoked meats.
These are little beef pot roasts. Again, using the Liberty Delight beef, brisket, chuck, and short ribs. We used a little bit of the ESG in the braise, and so we balanced that with some nice sweet cherry, a lot of caramelized carrots, and baked it with some puff pastry on top.
Hunter S. Thompson's always been a good friend of the brewery. To come up with a recipe for this beer to celebrate Hunter's life, we used crystal malts, chocolate malts, and a ridiculous amount of Cascade hops. It represents everything that was crazy and gonzo about not only Hunter, but also the creativity and the fun of Flying Dog Brewery.
Dessert is a steamed talkie pudding. It's like an old English dessert. It's like a steamed bread almost with tons of prunes that are perfect with the barley wine. And all that dried fruit flavor.
This is our Horn Dog Barley Wine. This has been in the Flying Dog family for some time. In America today, most brewers are making barley wines that are very hop forward. They're very bitter and they have lots of hop aromatics. We've stayed true to our roots with this beer. We use a classic English ale strain that really brings out the fruitiness in this beer. We get flavors and aromas of figs and prunes, and the caramel malts we use put it all together and give this beer its beautiful mahogany color. At 10% alcohol, it's a great beer. You know, it's always a great experience working with a creative partner who likes to push the boundaries as we do. We look forward to many more incredible beer dinners at Woodberry Kitchen.